Um, so the thing that really annoys me is that Valve are obviously wanting to put competitive into the game, and regardless of what anybody says, it's clear that they're only doing it because Overwatch has come out and it's taken some of their player base, right? So they're like, oh shit, there's a game that's going to be sort of possibly and being able to target our audience, and they may not want to play a game anymore, so they go, oh fuck, let's bring out matchmaking. So some TF2 pros, I fucking hate it when people say that, so some notable members of the TF2 community go obviously go see Valve confirm it. Valve wasn't even aware about ESEA, so these guys were obviously wanting to get TF2 competitive on the map. Valve were wanting to do TF2 competitive and you know, get matchmaking going. They had no idea what ESEA was, which is like the only tournament that is hosted or that exists for American TF2 pretty much, which is fucking shocking. It really, like, Seagull was telling me, this was like moments before Overwatch came out, that, you know, he couldn't believe it, and like at that point he just thought, I'm fucking done, because they had no idea that ESEA was a thing. It's unfucking thinkable, alright? And another problem as well is that obviously the TF2 community and the competitive TF2 community have been fucking, you know, crying for some sort of, you know, community interaction with Valve. There was obviously a big deal over this competitive community letter where, like, that we addressed Valve, asked them, you know, what we'd want and all that bollocks and shit like that, which, as far as I know, they sent it to them and they hadn't heard a reply for months, and I don't know if they'd ever replied, but I think someone might have. I think I remember someone saying that they acknowledged that they received it and they saw it. And I don't think people understand. People aren't doing it because they feel like that they are owed it. You know, they're not acting spoiled and they're like, Valve, give us some of your millions to, you know, make prize pools better and to make competitive TF2 grow. It's like, the thing is that nobody, like, ever sort of wants that. People just want, like, to have a better, like, avenue to sort of show the 50 or 70,000 concurrent players that we exist. It's basically, it's just like, you know, that's all we want. We just wanted, you know, people to know that we're here, so then hopefully something can actually exist, and, you know, we have actually got a foundation to build up off on. Because at the moment, right, games and esports are sort of like existing because a game comes out. So let's take something like Evolve. Evolve comes out. It's not the best example, but Evolve comes out, right? That game that has no competitive, like, substance to it, pretty much, gets $100,000 tournament for Evolve. For Evolve! That game has no business at all on being a competitive game. And it was clear how it doesn't have any kind of fucking right to be a competitive game, because it fucking died. But everybody got on board because there was a huge amount of money, and, like, the developers and the publishers were actually going, hey, look, this could be an esport. People didn't give a shit. People didn't fucking care about how shit the game was. They just got onto the fucking bandwagon because esports, that's it, right? All the TF2 community, competitive community, probably needed was probably very, very, if any, money output. It just needed for the fucking company that makes the game to go, hey, all of you young scrubs out there, there is competitive TF2 to fucking watch and enjoy. Like, hop on over to these websites, you know, they'll help you. If you want to watch some fucking competitive TF2, then do it. You know, it's there for the taking. Now they decide to fucking take action, and this is the part that sort of really pisses me off, right? look at the fucking shit show of a competitive matchmaking system we have. Anybody that wants to fucking play matchmaking, or any person that wasn't exposed to competitive TF2, is now going to get such an awful fucking experience, because the maps that are played are fucking atrocious, for starters. Like, the weapons haven't even been fucking considered to be touched, like, in any way. There is no, like, substantial tutorial system of any kind, like, at all. There is nothing there to help new players get into the game, understand what's going on, and all that bollocks, right? But all of that was fucking there. Like, the competitive community already has those fucking resources that will help these people get into the game. Like, you have so many fucking years of experience, and most people don't like it when people say this kind of thing, but let's put it this way. The people that play the game on a daily basis, constantly, are going to know more about your game than you are. Just because you're a part of the fucking company that makes it, doesn't mean that you know what is right and, you know, how to balance the game in any way, shape or form. Like, at all. The people that are playing it day in, day out, they will have a better understanding as to what is going to make your game successful. And Valve just sort of always continue to just ignore it. Like, they aren't going to be right all the time, so, like, they should never really listen to the community in every sort of fucking situation, because if we did, every single game would just practically turn into fucking Quake. You know, that would happen. But when you have your base game, it's been out for ages, and you want to bring competitive out, when you have an entire community just screaming at you, just to, like, you know, reach out and speak to us, and just listen to, you know, our suggestions, like, what more would you need? And the fact that they had all that fucking slam there in front of them, open for them, like, the only person that obviously I think has ever had any interaction with Valve from a fucking balancing standpoint is Banny. And whereas that's fine, right? You know, at least it's something, but it's just one person, and it's like, what was it? They wanted to buff the reserve shooter. Most competitive players will have a very, very, very similar sort of thought process as to what would help the game as Banny. So instead of it just having, you know, the devs just listening to one person and not questioning or taking his judgment seriously because it is just one person, you'd have Banny's opinion, plus also, like, lots and lots of reinforcement from other notable people of the community to support, like, his reasoning as to why you wouldn't want to fucking buff the reserve shooter. Why the Darwin's Danger Shield is a piece of fucking shit weapon. Like, when I played competitive matchmaking yesterday, I think, like, there was me, and then the rest was just fresh meat. Like, you're literally fucking Valve. You have Dota 2 and CSGO that have matchmaking systems, and they bring out the worst piece of shit of a fucking competitive matchmaking system in the world. It's atrocious. And the thing is right, most people are sort of like, yeah, but it's a free game, you shouldn't be fucking whinging, these fucking games are all free, like, you got this update for free. Stop being such a fucking spaz, Valve don't have to do this. It's like, shut the fuck up, they're still taking our fucking money. They're still making that, like, matchmaking is something that you actually have to, you know, technically, like, buy something to access. It's just like, what the absolute fuck? It's an absolute fucking shit show. I don't know how much it is, but I'm pretty sure there's a competitive matchmaking pass, which is fucking £7.49 for the absolute fucking wank stain of a matchmaking system that we get. It's fucking aggravating, because at the end of the day, right, and well, I might as well say it, but I-58 is going to be pretty much the last LAN for some of the people that are very, very critical to this scene. Like, I'm talking people like Dashner, like other people that are in the competitive, like the Team Fortress TV people. When they go, we are going to be fucked. And the thing is that they could easily, like, prevent this if they'd actually embraced, like, the people that are actually here in the scene. Like, the amount of stuff and the amount of debt, like, honestly, for the love of fucking God, some of the people that are involved in production at Team Fortress TV have lost money just to put on a fucking show at the end of the season. Like, that's it. It's just unfathomable how a fucking huge billion-dollar company can want and even have the audacity to bring out such a shit stain of a matchmaking system, because it just takes a massive fucking shit. Like, to be honest, all that Valve should have done, right? Gabe should have just gone round to all these people's houses that works at TFTV. They should have just fucking raped their mums and shit down their throat, because that would have probably felt a little bit worse than the absolute piss take of what they're bringing out and what they're trying to do for competitive TF2. Because they haven't made anything better. Everybody was so optimistic and looking forward to this matchmaking update, because we thought finally people are going to be able to enjoy and view what we have put so much work and effort into. Like, people are going to be able to finally be exposed to their insane hard work at LANs and stuff like that. But no, because it's an absolute fucking joke. People aren't going to want to play because it's riddled with fucking hackers. The balance system is an absolute fucking joke for what fucking God knows how. It's insane. And yet, Hearthstone is able to be a fucking esport. Evolve had $100,000 tournament. Brink had more money, had like a fucking bigger prize pool tournament than TF2. Fucking Brink, that didn't even have a first person spectator mode. Like, that is so fucking insane. It's unreal. Like, that game got sort of more input from a competitive standpoint than from like its developers than TF2 ever has. And it's just such a fucking piss take. It's unreal. Like, and it's really disappointing because I've never had so much fun in this game. Like I basically met the love of my life on this game, so I owe this game like absolutely everything, because, you know, I would have never have met my fiance if I hadn't been playing this game. And it's just like, it's really, really sad, because I know, and from seeing how that game was to how much of an absolute shit show it is now, yeah, it's like, it's just a fucking joke. Like, Valve could literally have turned this game around so much, or actually done something to make their competitive matchmaking system work, so it would benefit them and it would benefit us. Like, it would benefit us in such a huge fucking way. It's unreal. Like, they wouldn't have to do shit. They just had to put like a fucking blog post up like every couple of weeks just to say, hey guys, don't forget competitive matchmaking is a thing. These are the next fucking games that we've got coming up on TeamFortress.tv. That's all they have to fucking do. That's all they're gonna have to fucking do. But no, we don't get that. But then I kind of think, you know, what a fucking shitty company. But then you look at the state of, you know, how CSGO doesn't even get like a huge lot of attention. But the thing is, CSGO already had like a bustling competitive scene from 1.6. Like, TF2 sort of came about at the wrong time. The fact that it's still played now is insane. Man, Valve ain't gonna fucking listen to shit. like, what is it? I think the TFTV guys, right? They've already sent out an email to Valve about the fact that the biggest tournament that's ever going to happen for TF2 is happening this week. And they haven't fucking replied. It's just such a fucking massive disrespect. But competitive TF2 and Valve is sort of like... The only thing that I can give credit to Valve for at all, right, is the fact that when matchmaking was announced and was going to be coming out, I felt like I was going to be disappointed by it, right? However, what I didn't know is that Valve were full of surprises, because I never thought I could be so disappointed in it. Like, it's such a disappointment, it's unreal, because they managed to fuck over the competitive community and then the casual community. Like, how they managed in one update fuck two communities in the fucking arsehole. I am genuinely impressed. I am so impressed that a company of that size were able to not listen. Well, were able to give the massive player base that it's had the thing that they never asked for with the community aspect for it, and completely fuck up what a small amount of the player base, but an experienced amount of the player base, because, you know, obviously we've been playing competitive TF2 for ages. You know, we know what, you know, is needed for the game to be good competitively. Some people, despite what I would imagine casual players would think, I mean, and it's understandable, you know, and for myself, from a public standpoint and from a competitive standpoint, like, I would want public people to play competitive TF2, and I would want them to do it in such a good way that they'll enjoy it. But I am embarrassed for Valve because of how poor, like, this situation is now. And it is the fact, and it's obvious, right, that they have done this and they brought out the system and all that lot because they wanted to sort of maybe stem the losses from Overwatch, right? To me, that's clear. Because Overwatch as well is actually doing two things at once now. It's actually taking attention away from CSGO, and it's taking attention away from TF2 on two fronts. So it's two of their, like, big titles that they're having a game come out and, you know, get a piece of that delicious first-person shooter pie that Valve used to sort of, like, hold on and cherish but never share. When the matchmaking thing was going to be was existing, sorry, when they first announced it, you know, everybody was naturally excited but cautious, right? And let's not forget that there was also performance improvements as well. Yep, those were good, weren't they? We all remember that. And, like, what is fucking aggravating, like, that whole point and whole scenario when they announced it and they released it was awful. There is literally no, like, I don't know, real difference between what the matchmaking beta gave us and what matchmaking is now. And the really good part, right? So after matchmaking comes out, right? So they bring out matchmaking. Actually, let's start from the beginning. So they start with the beta, the matchmaking beta, right? Where they bring out a format. They try to bring out the format. They see how it works. They want to see if it's good and if it's well received or not. You know, it's a perfect time. It's awful, but it's alright, you know? It's passable. Because obviously it's in its very early stages. Like, we aren't going to expect miracles. And, you know, that goes on. It's still pretty poor. There's a lot of hackers in it. When, like, more people are allowed to play it and stuff, it's... balancing seems to be a bit off. And, you know, there's quite a few functions that are missing from a standard matchmaking service. But you think, hey, it's Valve. You know, they've got a lot of money right now. You know, they're fucking raking in the cash from items, you know, Dota 2, CSGO. And I mean, look, they made Dota 2 and CSGO, right? Both of those games have, like, report system and various other, you know, parts that are quality of life, I'll put it, you know? That's sort of integral to a matchmaking game. And they obviously do this because Overwatch is coming out. Overwatch is going to fucking target our audience. And it has. It's fucking clear. And obviously, still the beta. And then it gets released, right? And, like, what the absolute fuck? Like, what is this shit that they have brought out? It's absolutely fucking diabolical. Like, the systems that are in place and the features that are missing is something that I would have expected from, like, an early access game. Like, Jesus Christ. There is no region selection. Well, let's try it. So let's say I was a fucking brand new player. Well, actually, no. I am, what, rank 7. So you'd imagine that I'd be put against people that were also ranked fucking 7. I don't get to pick the map. Let's not forget that. You know, we don't want that. We don't want people to actually play good maps. We want everybody to play CP Gorge, Swiftwater. One thing as well, how you have to be able to report someone. What is it? Enable that mouse input on scoreboard, which I believe isn't on by default. Apparently I'm meant to be able to report people. Ah, so I can't vote either, so I can't vote to kick anybody. Somebody wants an item. Right. And this is the thing, right? Imagine fucking having, like, playing CSGO and people not having to, you know, map selections. People will go fucking apeshit. And there's a reason why. It's because not everybody wants to play fucking Assault in CSGO. Like, at all. Like, nobody would want to fucking play Office. Unless you want to fucking join a 26-man fucking community server. It's an absolute fucking piss take, and I've got to sit through this shitty map. Alright, so we got the classic thing, 2 Americans. No wait, there's a Russian. I mean, let's do some fucking basic training if I was someone that's never played this game before. Brilliant, I can have basic training for 4 fucking classes. No wonder why there's so many fucking people. That's an NG main. Look, you would have thought like this would be the hardest one. It's like this is treated like the finals fucking boss. Hey guys, if you're good enough to complete the training for all these 3, you could be an engineer main. I wonder if this happens to everybody. And the fact that they've had to do so much shit to the rocket jumper so then people finally understand that it doesn't do any damage. It's like what the fuck is this? No random critical hits. That doesn't mean fucking shit. Just have like a fucking description that says this weapon does no fucking damage. It's so fucking annoying. Like, holy shit. It annoys me. And like how anybody at fucking Valve sit there and think like this shit is acceptable is a fucking idiot. They really fucking are. It's so annoying that they're going to Overwatch, and it's like the reason why is because with Overwatch it's actually accepting esports, and they're sort of like Blizzard aren't just sort of going no we're not doing that, icky. It's a good job they changed the fucking sound, because that was the real fucking problem of people still using this fucking weapon to shoot. But look at this shit. Like, look at this shit. People, like, I don't know how Valve can fucking sit there and just think, yep, the game's alright, we're doing a good job. Like your fucking players have no idea how to play the fucking game. This is what like the fucking TF2 player base is, right? People always sort of say, oh, it's fucking retarded traders and all that lot. No, those are the people that fucking keep TF2 going in its own way. They're all a part of a community that makes the game sort of bearable. Like, regardless of how, you know, you don't like them, you think traders are bad, or like people that just play pubs are bad and all that lot. You know, they still play the game. They are still counted as numbers. But the thing is that these people are just going to end up fucking hating the game. These are the people that are going to think it's shit. He's not even fucking cloaked! What the fuck is that?